is Kevin Moranz. Hi, buddy. All right, first up. He is number 57 on the track, but number 1 in your hearts. He is brought to you by the Dirt Bike Depot. If you need, let me get my read. If you need some new moto gear but don't want to pay those expensive retail prices, shop the Dirt Bike Depot for all your moto gear needs. Gear sets, boots, helmets, goggles, and more. They specialize in athlete-only boots as well as tons more items that you can't buy in stores. Follow them on Instagram at Dirt Bike Depot and DM them with any questions you may have. He is privateer hero, Dirt Bike Depot rider, Kevin Moranz. Hey, buddy, let's try this for our second take now, since I didn't press record the first time.
It's good to be back.
All right, so tell us about your weekend again, even though the three of us already know.
Yes.
I'll be over here in the corner shoving my foot up my ass. It's fine.
Long story short, had a lot of driving this week. Had to get back from California. That was over a 25-hour drive, so that took two and a half days. And so got back to Kansas. Was planning on flying out Thursday morning, but we had the big snowstorm coming in, starting to delay everything, possible cancellation with the flight. Justin Starling was staying at my house Wednesday night, and he was going to drive up Thursday. So I decided to cancel my flight there, drive up with him. That way we can at least make sure that we were going to guarantee that we were going to get to the race instead of waiting for my flight and getting canceled and me being screwed. So long story short, didn't get any riding in. Very long days, long driving days, late nights. Didn't really help me on the weekend. But that being said, I actually felt really good in free practice and then quali 1. If freeze wasn't in B practice, I would have popped P1 in quali 1, which would have been cool, at least in B. And then coming in quali 2, unfortunately, that little drop off next to the mechanics area, they 450 class before us had been hitting it so hard they had actually made it into a rut instead of just a wall. I didn't really know that, so I come around second lap, go to hit it. It grabs my tires weird. I ended up high siding and pretty much skidding across my head right in front of all the mechanics. So which is fine, nothing really crazy. Got right back up, went to the bike, grabbed the bike, but the front brake lever was just completely destroyed. Bars are a little bit tweaked. Everything was bent down. So that kind of screwed my quali 2. Heat race is what it is. Got a good jump, but obviously can't really do a whole lot when you're on the very outside. So went into the LCQ, was feeling pretty confident with that. Obviously, I knew I was pretty much the best starter in the LCQ. Got out to a good jump. It was me and Anthony. I kind of had the wheel, but he had the inside, so we ended up pushing a little bit. And then he went to pinch me off right before the first little mini rhythm section that he hit right out of the first corner. I went to check up, hit the rear brake. Like an idiot, I stalled it and had to try to get back going. By the time I got it back going, there's only a couple people behind me. So that being said, came back as far as I could, but in that class, you can't really make mistakes like that. So, yes, ended up 8th. Everybody in front of me pretty much had a pretty legit name. So I was proud of myself for actually fighting back up through, but can't be doing that if we're trying to make main events. So that's how it went down, and look for better things in Texas.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you charging through the LCQ because most guys they just fucking pull off. So
Yep. All right.
I got a question for you, Kev. So, being as good or in tune on the start technique that you are, with that wall out in the front at that little drop off after the gate, did that affect you at all and make you change your approach? Or was it just kind of send it right off it like normal?
No, yeah, you just send it, try to get as good of a jump as you can and go. I would say it's probably in a pretty solid position right when you're maybe trying to grab a shift.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't even really think about it too much just because, at that point, you're so focused, things just happen naturally. It's just, muscle memory kind of deal. So I honestly couldn't even tell you.
Didn't even feel it when you rode off it, huh?
Oh, well, you felt it, but I can't remember of kind of wild to think about. I can't remember of how I was setting up for it, but I was just going. So, but it definitely was kind of goofy. Sometimes actually in the qualifying 2 hole shot, I actually wheelied off of it, which was super goofy, but still whole shot at Vince Freeze, which I was kind of stoked about.
Ooh,
there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's a win for the weekend for me.
Now we're talking.
About you boys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I lined up to him, I was like, "This is a goal of mine. I got a whole shot on him."
Oh yeah. Just make sure you hold it tight into the next corner.
Did you?
Yeah, that's no joke.
Did you ride press day this week, or you just?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you guys got up there and rode then. Was the track spongy Saturday morning when you guys did track walk?
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't really like crazy spongy, but you could really see the skid loader like track marks. Like when they're in the transitions,
Yeah.
it made skid loader ruts. So like that's when you're going to be getting into some gnarly stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I heard like press day stuff. They were talking about it was spongy as they were walking it. So,
Transitions were a lot tighter. It seemed as well.
I think that track was sick.
Yeah, I thought the track was
I mean,
pretty
obviously,
cool,
it did
but-
what it normally does in the main on East Coast. You know, it funnels to the main line and stuff.
Yeah.
And speaking about that, Kev, you said something about the whoops, like that being the deepest rut that you'd ever seen. Did that hit bottom or no?
No,
No.
but it was intense with how deep it was and kind of swirly it was.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there was a lot of dudes in like Q2. I noticed that were trying to go out just outside the rut and like blitz through them, and they were getting sucked right into that rut.
Well, Anderson was doing that.
Yeah.
He was like rhythming through on the outside, and
Yeah.
then like when he would like shift, his back end would just drop in, and then it would pitch him into it.
Yeah.
Or he was just starting at the end and just starting to manual through there because it was just easier because the front wheel wouldn't catch the side of it or whatever.
Yeah, I felt like the track was a little choppy. Like they put too many 90s in there.
I just
do
like
too much.
I think the layout, like with like how much it made you have to think,
Yeah.
was cool in that sense. Like, yeah, obviously it wasn't great for guys who had to race it by the end of the night. But
Yeah.
like as far as like the first East Coast track, like usually they do like with the West Coast kind of cookie cutter.
Yeah.
I definitely think that was challenging.
What about that elevated turn, Kev? What was that like?
Different. I mean, I only went outside double table over 2 a couple times.
Okay.
But it was just, I don't know. It really just depended on how you hit the corner before it. Because now that I think of it, like if you could get the 2-2 up, turn 2-4, I think it would be easier, less energy, and maybe a little bit quicker because you can get a hard drive off the landing of the table over 2.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, for me, I more or less stuck to the inside, and that's what a majority of the guys did throughout the racing.
What about that quad going like when you crossed over the start
Talking about the
straight?
on-off.
Yeah, and there was the on off and then the on off back out. Like did you ever quad into it?
No, I didn't see it until Mookie did it.
Okay.
Like I didn't even think about it until Mookie did it. I think in the heat race.
Okay.
It looked pretty gnarly. Is
It
that
did.
something you
Well,
would
there
have
was no
you would have
transition
done
in
or
the
no?
corner.
I would say it looked like a hard seat
probably
bounce.
not, to be really honest.
Yeah, it looked like they.
I don't think.
Go ahead.
I honestly don't think my suspension is capable of handling that.
That's what I was gonna say. It looked like they were just kind of unloading it a little bit and then sitting right into it to
Yeah.
get over it, and it was a little lip like that, dude. Just feel like it'd kick you right over the bar.
Well, Anderson was like kind of pushing in and then rolling off right before he hit the pocket and then seat bouncing.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
kind of uncompressing the suspension and going back in. But
I think
that
I'm more
ballsy.
I think I'm more surprised, and maybe like it was obviously it seemed different when you were down there, but like the section right before that on off, when I looked at like the press day videos, I thought everybody was actually going to go 3-2 through that section instead of 2-3. Like Kev, did you know what section I'm talking about right before the on off?
Yes.
Like, did that
Yeah.
at all? Like I know there was no transition out of that corner, but like. Did it look like it would have even been possible to go 3 into that or no? Like I know it would have been slower, but would it have been possible? Or
I
no?
don't think it would have been worth it just because of how tall the 3 was out of a flat. Like unless you came in, banked into the corner, but the corner was kind of not shallow, but flat. It wasn't super steep.
Yep.
Like some of the 180 bowls.
Yep.
So it'd have been tough to sit into that and get over it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I guess you could 2 out, and then like just kind of jump in to the face of the on.
Yep.
And then be able to get that 4 easier, but it wasn't worth trying to go over that 3 because it was pretty steep on the backside.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought the track was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool.
I mean, it
too.
looked cool, but to me, it also looked really one line.
Well,
like-
yeah, which most of
Yeah.
those tracks do.
Yeah,
by
it
the
was
end
pretty
of
tough
the
to
day.
pass.
East
I'm not
Coast.
going to lie.
Yeah.
So, any good Tinderellas in Minneapolis or
my
what,
God,
bro?
every time.
Y'all been watching the
Bro.
vlogs? Dude, his
Oh my
mechanic
goodness,
is
dude, he's
fucking
been-
hilarious on this. The
Dude, he's
Bumble
been-
Arenas and the
he's been-
Tinderellas.
Yeah, dude, he's been like hammering that, which is kind of, I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, like, I don't even have time to think about that.
Is he one of those guys that pays for like the premium and like starts swiping before you get to the city and like plants the seed and stuff?
No,
mechanic?
he's married, but he thinks it's funny because that's just what our age group
Oh,
does.
gotcha.
Yeah, I would say he's just making fun of all of them with their Tinderellas and their Bumble arenas, and then I die laughing every week when I watch it.
So, Kev, what's the plan for this week? We're going back to another Triple Crown.
I mean, if you want me to be really straight up and honest, qualify a little bit better and get out to a hole shot this time in the LCQ and make it happen.
Are you going to get a chance to ride it all this week or no?
Yeah, I think I might ride my house a little bit tomorrow. Justin's actually coming back through here, so he'll be here probably shortly. So he might ride with me tomorrow if he's feeling up to it. I don't know. I'm not feeling super great either, just from the races.
Yeah.
Then I'm in actual press day this weekend.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah,
so that'll help a little bit. So I mean, obviously, the goal is to try to qualify straight in, but at the same time, being a little bit more of a realist, I got to qualify better. And if I end up in the LCQ, give myself a better gate pick and actually come out and push some people around.
Well, I won't lie. I obviously pay pretty close attention to you in qualifying, and I was really impressed in Q1 this week because you dropped like a second off your time from the beginning to the end, which I've been watching you in like the first 6 races, and it's like you might drop a little bit, but it's usually not quite that drastic. You're not going out there and finding 0.5 a second, whatever. And then I was like, I didn't know that you had hit the deck in Q2 or whatever. And so I was like curious as to why Q2 you didn't get better, but I was going to talk to you about it.
Yeah,
here,
exactly.
So.
And that's like, it kind of just, it trickled on throughout the night after that happened. But I think that little mishap definitely played a factor in how the rest of the night went. Because like I was sitting P23 or 24 after quali 1. Yeah. And I really believe with the way I was feeling that I could have done that again. But like when your bars are a little tweaked, the track's that rutted, and you don't have a front brake that's really like right where it needs to be, it just made it really tough.
Yeah.
So last one, probably before we let you go, Kev, but when you got a guy like Freeze in your practice like that, or a guy that you know is probably going to make the main event, do you try to get in behind him and pace him a little bit, or you just kind of let those guys do their own thing?
I mean, honestly, I try to get out in front of them. That way I can feel the pressure. And then, like, same exact situation when you hole shot at an LCQ, you got pressure behind you, especially in this class. In the 250 class, I've had certain situations where I hole shot the LCQ and run away a little bit. So definitely not in this class. So it is a good idea to try to follow them if they're doing certain lines. But by the time we hit the track was so rutted and so gnarly that I like pretty much knew in my head after the first lap, because I jumped out in front of him and then he got around me pretty quick. We went through that long rhythm, and my biggest thing that I wanted to get was a 3-3-3-2 in that rhythm. I had 3'd in quality 1, but I hadn't done anything after that because it was so rutted. And after that first lap, it was so rutted again. And I was like, I'm not even going to try to focus on that 3-3-3. So that's why I just kind of let Freezy by, even if he was hitting it, which I don't think he was hitting it in quality 2 because it was so gnarly.
He wasn't.
But that was kind of on my mind. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to let him go do his thing. I'm just going to do my thing. Because if I tried to follow him through something like that, I didn't want to, end my night there.
Okay.
I think the 450B dudes should start going to everybody at the people who run the show and be like, hey, we need to invert practice like we do outdoors sometimes.
Yeah.
And like we need to be first instead of 250B and let them go last when the track's like absolute shit.
Yep.
Because they do sometimes for the national with TV packages. 450A will go out first.
Yeah.
But in this, we could do 450B first so they get the fresh track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm not going to lie because, the best dudes in the world get to go before us on a better track. And what we're put at after them is definitely not better. So it kind of puts us at a disadvantage when we're already a little bit off the pace.
I understand why they do that. Like I said, with the TV package, sometimes for outdoors and the same thing, it transfers over to the 450s going first. So they don't want to really do it. They kind of want to have a same feel of what the night show is going to go like. But I've always wondered why they never decided to do that. Like, hey, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Let's invert, have 450B go out first, 450A, 250A, 250B. But maybe they're probably also looking at some of these 250B dudes, especially with the East Coast, a lot of rookies. They don't want to just throw them out there when the track is, fucking 3-foot deep ruts and square edges all over the place and have these kids kill themselves. So, I understand from that perspective, but still, you guys definitely get screwed sometimes, especially when we're on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Anything else, boys? I know he's got a jet too.
Yep,
All right, cool. Well, thanks, Kev. We appreciate having you on, brother. Have a
Good luck this weekend, buddy.
safe and fun week here, and we will talk to you next week after Dallas. All right.
Indeed, I appreciate it. Yeah, I actually have to get all my some of my Patreon stuff shipped out. So once again, just send your boy that address, and I'll try to get a hat out tomorrow.
No, he doesn't get one. Remember, he didn't answer the phone last week like an asshole.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, you are right about that.
Oh man, I'm kidding. I'll send the address over. I'll tell you what. I'll trade you the hat for shaving that beard off. How's that sound?
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
it'd be like some Dark Side's ponytail.
No, not
shit.
you, Justin.
I was gonna say.
Jesus, Kev's baby face. What do you mean?
Kev's
right.
got that nice 5 o'clock shadow going.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, well, that was weird.
All right, Kev. We'll talk to you later, buddy. Thank you.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
sounds
bye.
good. I appreciate you guys.
See you, man.
All right, Kevin Moranz, everyone. Hey guys, on a positive note, we don't have to reshoot that intro because the sound on the camera is good enough. We can do that. So
Is it?
yeah,
Dude,
and I'll just do it, cut it, and then do the Moranz.
yeah, I didn't know that Kev went. I mean, they probably didn't even catch it because I was watching, all the way
That
through
he
too.
yeeted himself?
Yeah, that he wanted himself.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, so they definitely didn't catch it. But
No.
that's like 2 weekends in a row he's had pretty spectacular crashes.
Yeah, last week.
Qualifying.
Did you see the thumbnell for his interview last week?
yeah.
That I used that picture. Yeah. So
Yeah, he also had his Facebook account or whatever, like giving my old girl some love on Valentine's Day or some
Yeah.
shit.
So,
Oh, boy.
all right, cool. So
pretty
we are going to take a quick break. We will come back. We are going to do the race recap, and then later on we are going to have another. We'll call is privateer hero, I guess, the right term for.
Well,
Jason?
technically he's on a team. So.
I mean, technically, Supercross
on
rookie, Michigan
Yeah,
native.
Michigan native, that
Good
kind of
kid.
stuff. Jace Kessler on. So sit back, relax. We will be right back in about 0.5 seconds and talk some action from the race.